Fragmentation is a technique that can provide many of the benefits of shading without the drawbacks, as long as you follow some easy guidelines. Let's talk about it. A design can be broken up into smaller portions using stripes, dots, triangles, or any other repeatable solid shape. These shapes can be tapered in the case of lines, or rendered at different sizes in the case of dots, triangles, or squares. Grids can be employed to keep the units even or progressively larger or smaller. Vector programs like Adobe Illustrator can be useful in creating such fragmentations. Fragmentation can provide some of the benefits of gradients without the shortcomings. It can also give the illusion of different values while using one solid color, again without any of its drawbacks. When using fragmentation, avoid making any subshapes too small. Otherwise, you fall into the pit of tiny elements and thin lines, deadly sin of logo design number 7. Rather than using 12 lines to fragment an element, try 8 or 7. This is the very lesson that Paul Rand learned with his own IBM logo and Saul Bass with his AT&T logo. When using tapered lines, it is important to avoid making the ends with too fine a tapering point. Such needle-like points can be subject to filling in and/or dropping off. Either make tapering lines with blunt tips or increase the angle of taper at the ends to make less visually fragile points. The value of doing this may not be apparent with a positive version, but every logo ought to be able to be reversed. Printing any fragmented design in reverse may show the fine points that are in danger of falling off. When in doubt, try a test of a print logo in positive and reverse at only a ½ inch or even smaller on regular or even poor quality paper. Is the print clear? Do the fragmentations remain separate and clean? If not, try fewer and larger fragmentations. As long as care has been avoided to avoid deadly sin of logo design number 7, tiny elements or thin lines, fragmentation can be effective. Recently, there have been numerous logos designed that are made of many colorful facets. Many of them are beautiful, but they are also fatally flawed because they typically do not reproduce well in grayscale, having poor internal contrast, and do not keep their faceted quality when rendered in solid black. With some of these identities, their companies have experienced these deficiencies and have needed to design an alternate design for one-color usage with separated facets. But this means that these one-color alternates are actually different designs, underscoring the original design's flaws. The solution is simple. Just separate the facets into discrete parts with a gap between each element in the first place. This prevents having two designs, a separated and non-separated one, which are really two different designs. Here, care must be taken so that the gaps are not too small, but this approach can work for a cleaner, multicolored version, grayscale, and in solid black. 3 Fortune 500 companies, Leidos, Assurant, and American Tower, respectively, have multicolored logos. The first 2 also have alternate black and white versions with separated elements. This logo design change has a different feeling apart from the lack of colors. A better solution is to design both the color and the black and white versions with separated elements. This gives better clarity in color versions and keeps the logo designs identical. Fragmentation can be a useful technique in a wide range of logo designs. For more information, go to logodesigntheory.com. If you found this helpful, be sure to like this video, subscribe, and share this with anyone who needs to know more about logo design.